Okay, we're just going to pick 'em, pal. We're going to talk about each of these marquee games. Chargers, Kansas City, Sunday. Two storylines. Charger injuries. They are really hurt. Justin Herbert has hardly practiced at all. Ankle injury. Here's the schedule. The Chargers play the Chiefs Sunday, and then they're off. Bye week. I wouldn't play Justin Herbert. I grant you maybe you lose a game with Taylor Heineke as the backup or Easton Stick. I would not play Justin Herbert because you could have 14 days to get him totally healthy. And you got 13 weeks left in the season once you get him back totally healthy. To complicate it, the Chargers have lost both their bookend left tackles, extended injuries. Rashawn Slater, pectoral muscle. Joe Alt, significant sprain knee. Big issue. Chargers won't have the tackles. They're going to have three different new starters in front of whoever the quarterback is, and they don't have Joey Bosa, who's re-injured the hip. They have 12 players miss practice this week. They are in terrible physical condition. Chargers, I would not play Herbert. Kansas City comes to town. His amazing set of statistics. Patrick Mahomes is 8-2 against the Chargers. Mahomes has thrown 25 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions over the course of his career against the Bolts. Patrick Mahomes has also got an unbelievable career record of 92-25. The guy doesn't lose. And this is not vintage Kansas City Chief football right now. They don't quite have everybody. They got injuries at running back. Mahomes and Travis Kelce have not really linked up. Travis does not look like the same player he was last couple of years. But Rashee Rice has caught 24 balls in the first 3 games of the season. So you got the Bolts battered against Mahomes, Andy Reid, and those guys from Kansas City. Second game, Buffalo-Baltimore. What a cool matchup. Josh Allen, 7 touchdowns, no turnovers, and he is really carrying Bills football right now, going against Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Those two guys, the running back and the free agent running back, or should I say the quarterback and the free agent running back, had combined for 1,300 all-purpose yards in 3 weeks this season. Big game on the East Coast, Buffalo against Baltimore. Minnesota. Can you believe Sam Darnold has the Vikings at 3-0? The impact that Kevin O'Connell has had on him. And Green Bay. Green Bay is rolling with Jordan Love and then the backup quarterback who's done really, really well, Malik Willis, who came from Tennessee. Those two guys have a combined quarterback rating of 102. So you got Green Bay against Minnesota. Philadelphia, Tampa Bay. The good, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Eagles offense, averaging 411 yards per game. The bad, they've turned it over 6 times, and Hurts has taken a bunch of sacks along the way. So Philadelphia does not have it all quite in gear right now. Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay, has done a really good job, but he's taken 13 sacks in 3 weeks. He's getting hit way too much. So those are the first 4 games. John, you want to comment on those 4?
Well, I want to talk a little bit about Herbert. So if the 2 bookend tackles aren't ready to go, you were going to put Herbert at even more jeopardy of hurting that ankle or that high ankle sprain. But then if you roll out Easton Stick or Heineke, I mean, those guys are just going to get killed if they don't have a good offensive line.
Yeah, but are you just trying to survive 1 week, or you're trying to preserve 13 games with Justin Herbert? Because if you get him hurt again, it may be even worse. And that rehab takes even longer and longer when you keep re-aggravating the same injury. And by the way, he's the one that had the plantar fasciitis arch injury on top of it. So I wouldn't play the guy. I would look towards the 13 remaining games on the schedule.
Interesting. That's an interesting strategy, but it's almost like you're sort of giving up on this game to fight another day.
You want to give up on the season?
Well, it's pretty close to that.
No.
They looked horrible against Pittsburgh.
Oh, they got pounded against Pittsburgh. Which other game there kind of lights your light?
I know. I really think the Bills-Ravens game is going to be great, and I think you got 2 marquee quarterbacks in the AFC. I think that's going to be a fantastic game. I'm really impressed with Josh Allen. I like everything about that guy, and I just like how the whole Buffalo Bills mafia is all fired up.
Yeah, and another stat I should have quoted. I thought their defense was in disrepair. They lost so many guys with injuries and guys who left. They're giving up only 286 yards per game in the NFL through the first 3 weeks of the season. They're playing really well. And Josh Allen, as you'd say, is not turning the ball over.
What's like an average amount of yards a team would give up?
Oh, probably in the 340s to 360s.
Okay, so this is really good. That's like
Can you say number one?
yeah, that's like 100 yards less, roughly. That's amazing.
Okay, next group of games.